All right, good evening and welcome to the almost November 6th, no, it's the 5th, November 5th, 2025 study session of Livonia City Council. Would everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by the Honorable Councilwoman Linda Scheel.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so this meeting sets the agenda for the 2029 regular meeting, which is a voting meeting that will take place on Monday, November 17th, where tonight's items will be officially voted on. We show everybody from council here, and I'm going to jump right into audience communication. For items that are not on the current agenda, the council set aside 30 minutes. Seeing none, I'm going to jump to council announcements. Council?
Mr. President.
Yes.
I just wanted to thank everyone for their patience tonight. I was running late for council because I was at parent-teacher conferences. So shout out to all the parents that came to see me. I think I saw 52 sets of parents this evening, and it's a real pleasure to teach their children every day. So thanks for coming out, and thank you guys for letting me just slide in a little tardy tonight.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, you made 70% of me because we're going to be here probably till 2 a.m. No. Listen, we're going to jump right. Oh, any more council announcements? Look at Scott's like, nope. All right, study agenda. Item 1 is a request to waive the sidewalk requirement. This comes to us from Ken and Lisa Hunt for a newly constructed home at 18723 Laurel Drive. Mr. Tormina or Mr. Zelinczyk?
Mr. President, the City of Livonia Engineer Department reviewed the location on Laurel. We find no reason why the sidewalk waiver should be approved because there's no sidewalks in the
Councilman Morgan.
Yep, I'll make the motion to put that on the regular.
You want regular or
for
consent?
approval. Consent. I'm sorry, yes, consent.
So we got an approving on consent. And if Ken and Lisa are here, are they? Because I was going to say, you know what, thank you for being here. Any comments from the audience on the sidewalk? Nope. All right. Number 2 is a reappointment of Melissa Carolock to the Livonia Board Brownfield Redevelopment Authority. Comes to us from the Office of the Mayor for a 3-year term, which will expire on November 24th, 2028. Mr. Tormina, are you taking this one just?
Melissa has served on the Brownfield Authority now for probably 6 years or so, and we certainly support her extension on that board.
Cool.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I'll make an approving on consent. There's no objection from my colleagues.
We have an approving on consent. Any comments from the audience? All right, moving on. Item 3 is a reappointment of Nicholas Lamaco to the Livonia Brownfield Redevelopment Board Authority. This comes to us again from the Office of Mayor for a 3-year term, which will expire November 24th, 2028. And Mr. Lamaco is still here. Mr. Tormina,
Nick is
great asset.
He is a valued member of the board, and we certainly support his extension as well.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I'd like to offer an approving on consent, please.
We have an approving on consent. If anybody, yeah.
Is that him right there?
We appreciate you. If you'd like to say some words, but you've been doing good for us, and we appreciate you.
Well, thank you. It's nice to hear. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any concerns or questions from the audience on that one? Nope. All right. Number 4 is a request for authorization to waive the city's formal bidding process and purchase Microsoft Office LTSC 2024 software and licenses. Comes to us from the Department or Division of Police to replace licenses of the Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2019, which is at an end of life with Microsoft no longer providing support and patching. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for hanging out.
Good evening, council members.
See, we're updating some software.
Correct. So the police department, we're in need of the new Microsoft Office to be compliant with state and federal guidelines, and also with Clemis. So we're asking, we have budgeted funds. We're asking there be a waiver. Excuse me. We did utilize the state contract pricing under my deal, so we believe we have the best deal here, and we should have those here by the end of the month.
I'll give it to Mr. Morgan, but again, this is where I bring my cliche is it's not just waiving it, it's a cooperative purchasing agreement for everybody that's here. It's the extra mile to be able to leverage incredible pricing. Gotcha. Mr. Morgan.
I'd like to offer an approving on consent.
There we go. You have an approving on consent. Is that all you had?
That's all I had.
Mr. President, I will say that the chief notified council saying to give him a hard time, so.
Listen, I think, what time is it?
Oh, yeah, he might wait for you out by
Okay,
the
that's a
garage
hard enough
there.
time. There you go.
Keeping it light was that enough?
It's great to see you.
Keep it
Thanks
light.
for hanging out.
Appreciate you.
Any comments or concerns from the audience? Seeing none. All right. Moving on to item 5 is a request to approve payment in lieu of taxes. This is a pilot. What kind of a pilot? We'll find out from the Assessing Department and Housing Commission in reference for the Villa St. Clair, an affordable senior housing development at the presentation of the Blessed Virgin Mary Covenant at 36800 Schoolcraft Road. You present it?
Thank you. Yes, technically, this is brought to you by the Assessment Department, but I will provide some opening comments and then introduce the team that is here this evening to provide additional information. So this is a request for a payment in lieu of taxes, which is referred to as a pilot. It is governed under section or chapter 3.12 of the Code of Ordinances. This is the senior citizen tax exemption. The council may remember this from about a year ago when we brought a petition before you to amend that ordinance that effectively allows for a reduction in the service charge paid for the public services for a housing development. And again, this is in lieu of property taxes. That's what the pilot is. So this application is really a combination of interest in the development of this property is headed by MHT Housing. It's under the name of Villa St. Clair Limited Housing Association or Dividend Housing Association, but it's really a partnership between MHT Housing, the Felician Sisters, and the Livonia Housing Commission. And what the request is this evening is to adjust that payment of lieu of taxes to 3%, which I think is something that we discussed initially. So this evening we have Zach Ormsby from MHT Housing, Kyle Gloucester also from MHT Housing, representatives from the Felician Sisters as well as the Housing Commission and Assessment Department. So I think Kyle is going to come up and.
Well, thank you, Mr. Torbina, and I'm going to hand the floor over to Councilwoman Budzinski. But listen, this is one of those things. I know we've had a long night, but this is something that seems like a really cool idea. Councilwoman Budzinski, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind just stating your name and address for the record, and Carrie can take it away.
Yes, good evening. My name is Sean Bannon, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the Felician Sisters. My address is 427 Monmouth Drive in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Just wanted to say that the Felician Sisters have a 150-year history in North America of serving those in need, including here in Livonia for nearly a century. They've done so using their heads, hands, and most importantly, their hearts. Now, even though we have fewer sisters, the Felician Sisters continue serving those in need in other ways. Senior affordable housing is just such a way to do that by utilizing our excess building space. The west wing of our convent is unused, and so we have partnered with MHT to develop the site.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Budzinski, take it away.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to sit in the rapid response for this development. I think it's a really creative reuse of property that kind of preserves the integrity of the building while providing a utilitarian use that it just doesn't have for its original intent. So I'm personally really excited. I think it's a great example of collaborative partnership here in the city, and so I'd like to offer an approving on consent if there's no objection.
Awesome, thank you. Councilman Donovic.
Thanks, Mr. President. Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for being here. I know this has been an ongoing conversation for a few years now, and I want to thank the planning department. This was pretty interesting when you first brought it to the attention of the council, and we've dealt with brownfields and TIFs and those sorts of things, but this is unique, this pilot program. So to the petitioner, if I'm looking at the information you guys submitted to us, that 3%, does that equate to $24,000 a year? Is that if I'm reading that correctly, or?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so instead of paying property taxes on that building, you'd be paying roughly $24,000. Does that change with the property as it increases in value over time, or does that figure stay there?
So the way that a pilot would work is that it gets calculated off of your annual shelter rents minus utilities. So as rents were to gradually increase over the years, theoretically, yes, the payment for the pilot would increase as well.
And is this this was a 40-year program, or how long does this pilot program last
I
for?
believe the ordinance is it should run for 40 years. I don't know, Mark, if you have the exact.
The ordinance, I think we had this conversation, I think it defaults to 50 years. Unless the ordinance specifies 40 years, I think the default is 50 years, so, but we'll look into that. It's at least 40 years.
Okay, I'm just looking at the mortgage term, and it states 40 years, so I was wondering if this would be a 40-year process, or is that just a loan portion of it for your personal financing?
Yeah, so as long as there is that federally aided mortgage then as
Okay.
well. So that's
So what happens after that 40-year or 50-year period?
we would like to extend it most likely. So that is usually with these affordable housing programs, at the end of 15 years or so, 15 to 20 years is a great time for a rehab period, just with any sort of development as well. So that's usually when everything kind of gets recycled, and we'll go through and kind of refinance everything as well as renew the pilot and go through a whole new kind of rehab of the property.
Interesting, okay. Yeah, no, it's an interesting process, and, you know, we're building, 86 units for seniors. I know there's a significant amount of senior units in Livonia already that the city operates, so it'll be a nice partnership with our housing department. I know I was talking to the president, he said he toured the facility one time, and it was pretty awesome.
It's the coolest
So,
place.
yeah,
It is.
yeah. It'd be interesting to see what it's like when it's fully rehabbed, because you're not done with the renovations, right?
No, renovations will not start probably till next summer. So
Yeah, awesome. How long do you think that renovation process will take?
we have about a 16-month construction schedule.
All right. And then, will MHT Housing be the property management company, or you're gonna?
MHT Housing is the co-developer, general contractor, and management company.
And management, okay. And you guys manage senior housings currently?
Correct.
Awesome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate your time this evening. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Toy.
Thank you to the petitioner. Sir, how many square feet are they? I'm having a hard time seeing up there. You know, the one
Excuse me,
bedroom
the
versus
units
16?
themselves?
Yes.
Yep, so I'm not sure if our slide has that information exactly, but our one bedrooms would be roughly 700 feet to a two bedroom. Because of the unique nature of the historic nature of this building,
Right.
every unit is a little bit different, even floor to floor, they're not exactly the same, but the units would range from roughly 700 square feet to, some of the two bedrooms may be 1,000 square feet or more, you know, somewhere in the 850 to 1,000 square feet.
Do you know if are you part of the management company?
Yes, I'm Zach Ormsby, also with MHT Housing.
Okay, Zach.
Yep.
May I ask you, can folks have animals in there besides fish?
So certainly,
She's shopping.
so certainly certified or licensed service animals are certainly going to be welcome. And property by property, there's decisions to be made. So I'm not sure that's 100% been decided what this property would or would not. There's always challenges. There's benefits to having animals, and there are also challenges. So a lot of our senior sites do not have those animals, other than service animals, but I'm not sure if I could give you a definitive answer.
Okay, and do you have some outdoor services for the seniors? I know, you have Stations of the Cross way back there, and I kind of grew up on that property with the Riley family, who were in that house right there, that ran the engineering part of the mother house there. Do you have anywhere where people can wander? I mean, not, healthily.
So to enjoy the outdoor spaces is what you're asking.
Do you just
Yes,
want,
sir.
do you want an
Yes.
application?
It's better.
There are existing trails already, and what we would do is a part of our renovation, we'll be adding a back patio. So we'll add a gazebo, we'll add some grills, some outdoor space, we'll add lighting for safety, which will be better for everybody on that campus. As you may know, the roads there are already being utilized by students. There's a Montessori immediately next door. So we've been meeting with the nearby ministries to make sure that as we're retrofitting this section of the building for us, if we can also help out the existing services around us, that we can do it in a way that helps everybody.
And with kind of the tax incentive you're doing on this, do you compare to other areas? I know our Livonia housing is is relatively, I mean, for the most part, it's based on income, but you're not basing yours on income, are you, or are you?
Oh, it would be, yeah. So we will be utilizing low-income housing tax credits.
Okay.
And so I believe you've got a breakdown maybe on this slide here. So all of our units will be at some varying degree of affordability from 30% area median income for a one person, a single person family in 2025 in Wayne County. That's roughly $25,000 income, and then all the way up to $80,000. So for that one person, I believe that's somewhere around $50,000 for that one person. And so we'll have some rental, some units at that entire range. And what's really exciting for us is to be able to partner with the Livonia Housing Commission. They're providing 32 vouchers. So for those 32 units, those individuals, although their rent may be higher because that will help cash flow the project,
Yes.
their rent will be capped at 30% of their income. So it's a win-win. It really helps the financial sustainability and long-term solvency of the development to make sure we can keep up with maintenance. But then it also, helps maintain affordability for those seniors that qualify for the vouchers.
And Zach, will that include their utilities as well, or no? Would that be separate, like their Edison bill, their?
So yeah, that's a great question. So some of the utilities will be included, and then for electricity, correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle.
Yes, an electric
Right, would be tenant paid. So for the hot water, for the electric, that would be tenant paid. But there will be some utilities, water, sanitary, trash pickup, that would be paid by the development.
And I know we're remodeling a few of our units here in Livonia. Are you bathtubs versus showers, stand-up showers?
It can be a mixture of both. We'll have some full ADA accessible that would require the bathtub that opens up.
Yes.
And so I'm not 100% sure on what. If you have a strong opinion that you'd like us to take back, we're still in
Do you
the.
have an application that she can take with her?
What?
We would love to talk. Yeah, we would love to talk.
I'm not at that age yet, sir. I'm not at that age.
Oh, no.
I'm not 55.
You've
but-
got another 20
a few
years.
more years, but
Absolutely.
I mean-
Yeah.
He's only 40, be careful.
Yeah, I lie a lot, too. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
No, don't put.
Councilman Morgan.
Don't include that in the minutes.
Just have a couple quick questions.
Absolutely.
It's been years since I've been in there, but I don't ever remember an elevator being in there. Are you installing an elevator, or is there one in there that I just missed?
So there are actually 2 elevators on the portion of the building that we'll be in. They'll be fully replaced to make sure that they're up to all codes and that they're good size, that they'll operate to 2025 standards.
Okay. Also, on the exterior, I know this is, you're mainly doing the inside. Is that going to change the exterior at all?
No, it's really important to us to make sure that we're keeping the historic fabric inside and outside of the building, inside to the best that we can. Obviously, this site was developed to house over 300 sisters, and we're trying to, create 68 modern units. And so we'll have to change the interior quite a bit. But on the exterior of the building, we're still finalizing our plans for our HVAC, how, as you might imagine, the sisters who lived here, or who still live in a portion of the building, are not always able to adjust the heating and cooling in their units. In fact, this was not designed with cooling. But one of the things we're excited to offer future residents is that folks will be able to individually control the heating and cooling in their unit. That is going to require some kind of venting. So one option is that we may have 2 8-inch vents, a small, 2 subtle holes that go into the exterior in each of the units. Would be able to mask that with some screening. And what we're doing right now is we're undergoing a review process by the state and also the local historic commission to make sure we have their approval of what our plans are. So we're actually with the State Historic Preservation Office right now to make sure that our plans will pass muster for them.
Very good, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Council President. Thanks for answering our questions this evening. I was able to confirm that the tax exemption duration is 50 years, shall not exceed a period of 50 years. But I just do wonder if 50 years from now, or whenever they go out and redo their financing, if they're eligible to renew after 50 years or not, and do that. So it's not an answer I need tonight, I guess, but just something out of curiosity. It is interesting. I mean, you look at your total development cost, $25 million, really. It's a big amount of money to renovate a building. So it's a lot of money out there. So thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mr. President.
Anything else? So we do.
Carter.
Oh, yes, Carter.
Just to clarify to Councilman Donovick's question about the term, The ordinance does stipulate that it can't be in excess of 50 years, but it also stipulates that if council determines that a longer aggregate term is necessary to provide consistent and affordable housing in the city of Livonia, the term can be extended.
Great, thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Well, I made a mental note for 50
See you in
years.
50 years.
I just wanted to say, the Felicia sisters, I was telling these guys, I actually interviewed to be the facilities director like years ago, and I got to walk through, and the place is so iconic. It is one of the most beautiful places with the parquet floors. Like, I'm assuming some of these units, that historical preservation. I mean, and then with the Felician sisters, obviously, when you walk that, it's not obviously as full. And this plan, thank you for finding an alternative means to stay in Livonia and keep the historical programming in a facility. And truthfully, I know I told you guys before, if you guys let us know, I'd love to be able to walk the building with you guys and just see it. It's just such a wonderful structure.
We would love the opportunity to have all of you. I know we've spoken with a few of you, and it's a shame that we haven't had a chance to bring you by the building. Our hope would be that we have an opportunity to do that. I know we have some rules we've got to follow to make sure we don't take too many folks at one time through the building. We would love to navigate that and bring you in maybe before or certainly after.
Got your card, I'll reach out.
We've done the construction.
I appreciate that, and whatever we can do. The matter's all but approved of. It's going to be on consent, so you can come back. And I know you guys are probably dealing with the state on a lot. Obviously, you're dealing with historical. Good luck with that, I'm sure. But well done. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys, and our staff. Well done. Yeah. Right? You guys are back there. Take some credit. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Any comments from the audience? All right. We're moving on to item 6 is a request to approve vacation time increase. Comes to us from the Civil Service Department in reference for classifications that are exempt from overtime and compensatory time. Good evening again, or morning, whatever it is.
Good evening. My name is Janine Leibel on behalf of the Civil Service Department. We would like to revise this benefit for our employees who don't currently earn overtime or comp time by virtue of the way that their job is structured. It's called overtime exempt, and based on a memorandum that was written in 2010, it listed the employees who could not earn overtime or comp time. We adjusted that for department heads, but our number twos, our assistant department heads, they come here, for example, they stay here at these meetings, or they do a lot of work that, as a department head, I really appreciate the things that they do. It's part of something that makes it attractive as an employer, that people get vacation time, that we honor the time that they put in here by giving them something that recognizes that the work that they put in. And given their level of responsibility and commitment, I'd recommend that they get the same vacation benefit as the department heads get. It should be fairly cost neutral to the city because you wouldn't cover their absence with overtime.
Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. President. So will this help us be more competitive with neighboring municipalities as far as recruitment, retaining?
Yes, it will. It's a generous vacation package. It's not something that our neighboring communities are offering, and it's so far I've gotten great feedback from our department heads. So I'd say yes, it is popular. We did just recently lose an employee who she went on to another great job, but her position was overtime exempt, and I know because I've been here and I've seen her. She was working 60 hours a week sometimes, and just doing it because she has a good heart and wanted to get the work done. But we wanted to fix it for her then and couldn't, and we'd like to go forward and make sure we don't run into that situation again.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll be happy to offer approving on consent.
We have an approving on consent. Anything else from council? Anything from the audience? Nope. Name and, well, you know the drill. 2 minutes. I think you do.
Gary Karasinski, 19488 Bainbridge. Effectively, these are salaried people. So that's the point of clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Moving on to item 7 is a request for authorization to waive the sealed bid process and purchase furniture. It comes to us from the Department of Parks and Recreation to replace old, worn-out furniture at the Jackie Kirksey Recreation Center in a not-to-exceed amount of $99,000 even from budgeted funds. Good evening, Mr. Davis, Director of Parks and Recreation for Livonia.
Good evening, Council President Ted Davis, representing Parks and Recreation. We are looking to purchase new furniture for the rec center. Rec center is 23 years old. The furniture we have there is original to the facility. Certainly, as a person, it's fine. As a human being, 23 is young, but for a piece of furniture, we're getting past our useful life. It really has doubled its useful life. This is through purchasing cooperatives, so there's no competitive advantage to bidding this. It's with Interior Environments. We've utilized them on the Senior Center project. They're a great company. We're really happy with them and are just looking to replace our lobby furniture at the rec center.
Councilman Morgan.
For an approving on consent, if there's no objection.
All right.
I could have been so
issues?
much quicker, Councilman Morgan. Thank you.
Anything from the
If
audience?
you'd like to speed through this, we'll be good.
All right. Moving on to item 8 is a request for authorization and appropriation and expenditure. Again, comes from Parks for emergency replacement of fire alarms, speakers, and strobes for the Jackie Kirksey Recreation Center from proceeds received from the sale of a generator.
Yes, thank
Awesome.
you, Council President. Again, Ted Davis representing Parks and Recreation. We needed to replace 103 strobes throughout the entire facility. I have unfortunately learned more about fire alarm systems than I've ever cared to. We went with the senior center. We wanted to go to one panel since we view this internally as one building, right? So when we did that, we needed to ensure that all the rec center fire strobes and speakers worked. Out of 103, we found 22 that were not operational. Unfortunately, when you replace these, the strobes now don't sync up because they are, of course, 25-year age difference. So what happens is your strobes are off by a second. Anyone that is susceptible to seizures is going to be triggered in that. So when we had to replace 22, we really had to replace 103. And this brought us up into compliance. We were unfortunately not in compliance with current fire code. It became an emergency that we had to deal with immediately, and that is why we are coming forward to council and asking for the approval for the emergency repair.
Councilman Morgan.
I'll offer an approving on consent.
So we have an approving on consent, and listen, I'm just going to stress that I know exactly what he's going through, and I've dealt with that. You got two different systems. You got this makes sense. So thanks for bringing it and being proactive, and not coming down the line when you had people having seizures.
We don't want that. Thank you.
Any comments from the audience? Seeing none.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, moving on. Mr. Moore. Item 9 is a request for authorization to purchase 12 pairs of soccer goal nets. Comes to us from the Department of Public Works for use by the Parks Department from budgeted funds. Mr. Moore, I'm going to hand that over to Councilwoman Budzinski, because if there is someone watching that loves soccer nets, watching you right now, bud. Mr. Moore, take us away.
Now for the exciting stuff of the
I love
night. Council, we're looking to replace soccer goals. We haven't done it in a long time. We started checking all our suppliers. Anthem Sports offered us the best pricing. They came back with a 17% discount versus retail because we were buying so many. The total cost for all 12, and they're assorted sizes depending on the kids playing. The total cost was $43,020.06.
Cool. Councilwoman Budzinski, take it away.
Couple questions. Are these designated for a specific park?
Yes,
Usage?
they will be. They're going to be going. It'd be Bicentennial, Sheldon. You're making me think where our soccer fields are. There's a couple of Greenmead.
Mies, probably.
Yeah, Mies will have one.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. So Mies has a dual football set. And so you guys very kindly added one net this year. And I was wondering if perhaps in 2026, when you put up nets, if we could get both sides to have nets at Mies Park.
Yes, but also the thing with the football field is that's technically school property. So we have to be careful how we do things there.
Well, yeah, I think it's the least there, but if, I know you guys responded to that request
Yes.
from a resident, and if we could just double up, I mean, a good win is a nice win. So
I hope that person's watching right now.
I'll send him a clip of this,
There you go.
actually. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Oh, approving on consent.
There we go.
Approving
Thank
on
you.
consent.
Any comments or concerns from the audience? All right, some more, we're gonna keep it rolling. 10 is a request for authorization to purchase 2 Toro Field Pro 60/40 baseball diamond groomers. Comes to us from Public Works for use in the Parks Department.
So a couple years ago, we were here, we purchased 2. These units work out real well. We're getting away from using gators and small tractors with floats on the back. Toro's actually building these now, so we can buy them on the state pricing discount, which is about half of what the other units were purchased at. The price for the 2 combined is $76,761.78. I gotta get it further away from my face, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yes, that's correct.
Before I open up the council, who was the manufacturer before? Because I remember buying it. It was ABI.
ABI, yeah.
Infield groomer.
Yes.
So listen, guys, it's the coolest thing in the world. They've got, you can hook up lasers on them. It's like an all-in-one ball field machine. And now that Toro's got it, it's even better.
The Toro unit looks just the same, about half the price, and I wouldn't be surprised if Toro
Buys them
corners
out?
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
usually
it's
do
awesome.
when they get a competitor like that.
Listen, it's about as pumped up when I seen the robotic lawnmower
Yeah.
at Whispering Willows. You see it going. Council.
Some things thrill you,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah. Would you like to offer approval or denial or committee of all?
So moved is an approval.
Consent okay?
Please.
Has that code with everybody? Audience, these are cool. So, Mr. Moore, great work. We're going to move on to item 11 is a request for authorization to purchase 5 Kohler Laser S Series 749 mowers. Comes from you again. Take it away.
These are replacements of units that are 7, 8 years old. Normal, we're getting them from the Sourcewell discount. The servicing dealer is Weingart's down on Plymouth Road. And total price for the 5 is $65,915.
Great deal. Council.
Approving.
Is that approving?
consent,
We got
please.
improving on
Yep.
consent. Any issues? Audience. Mr. Moore, I got to commend you. Your packet items are on point always. Well done.
Thank you. I will let Ms. Russell know.
All right. Moving on to item 12 is an award of bid, again from Public Works. This is for the 2026 Parks Tree and Stump Removal Program.
So the advertisement was placed on Mitten. We had a meeting in October with 5 bidders that showed up. Currently, we have 20 trees on the list. The perceived low bidder, AAX, did not supply a bid bond or references with their bid, so we nixed them and we moved on to Ashton Tree Service. They were the second low bidder. They are a Livonia-based company. They are our current park tree removal contractor. They worked for us several times. They do a great job.
Cool.
We don't have a problem with recommending them. And we would like the whole amount of funds of $65,000 to be approved in case we get some issues in parks that we aren't aware of as of the list being built.
Sounds good. Council.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I'll offer an approving on consent. And it's kind of a nice little bonus. It's a Livonia company.
That's great.
Thank you,
And
Mr. Moore.
if you're happy with them, then we're happy with them. So,
We're just happy.
all right, any other comments, concerns with council, audience? All right, we're going to move on to 13, which is an award of bid. Public Works Division comes to, this is for the 2026 right-of-way tree and stump removal program.
So this is our right-of-way removal program. The pre-bid meeting was in October. We had 12 contractors attend, and we received 7 bids. We have 314 trees on the removal list. Wanzi Tree Service out of Alma was the low bidder on the 2026 with the additional 2027 if everything works out well. The cost for the 2026 program is $228,484. The cost for the 2027 program was a little bit higher, $229,634. We have checked their references, we have checked their equipment, everything looks good. They do they've done work for St. Clair Shores, Dearborn, Sterling Heights, and also the state of Michigan.
Council.
I'd like to offer an approving on consent.
Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns, audience? All right.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, and who's taking us home?
Engineering, save
All
the best for
right.
last.
Save the best for last.
Item 14 is a request to approve the 2026 road repair program. Comes to us from the Engineering Division as reviewed by the Citizens Road Advisory Committee for the fourth year of the 10-year paving millage approved by Livonia residents. Before I hand it over, I want to highlight the fact that, when I first started on council, there was some tree stuff. We made it apparent that this was the public meeting. We broadcasted it. How many people showed up?
2.
1.
Okay. Listen, I appreciate you at least highlighting so the residents have an opportunity to do it. Take it away.
I think they were seized by the 7 and 5 mile paving by Wayne County, so they couldn't get to the meeting, but we are blessed to have those 2 streets done. But thank you, President McCullough and council members. As you all know, we appreciate the residents voting for the millage back in 2022. This will be the 4th year of the 10-year millage, and as you know, we always looked at trying to improve our infrastructure. We're looking to go out for bids next year. And again, the Citizens Road Advisory Committee meeting, which is a volunteer group, met on October 9th. We had 1 person there to discuss their roads needs. But again, we always collect concerns from residents throughout the year in City Works, and we send a letter out to those residents that are impacted. I always like to hear back from those folks. This year, we're looking to do 48 street segments, a cost of $10.3 million, of which 48% is reconstruct, 35% is rehabilitation, and 17% maintenance. And also, every year, as you know, construction season is from April to November. Getting these things done early with our consultants that are out in the audience here, which we'll explain later, and getting the bids out early in January, February, so we get the best price to utilize those tax dollars to, again, in April to November, construct the streets so people can utilize those, and then obviously maintain them in perpetuity. Thank you.
Thank you. Council. Yes.
Thanks, Mr. President. Mr. Zielinski, great job to you and your team. I know that you guys have been working really hard on this program, and we're unique. A lot of communities don't have a local roads millage. And when I was reviewing the packet, do I understand that correctly, that your team has driven 373 miles around the city reviewing all the roads?
Every 2 years we go out. So next year in 2026, every even year, we go out, and then there's 3 of us that go out and take the computer for RoadSoft. And that way we rate the roads ourselves. We don't pay a consultant, saving about $25,000 a year. We get to know the roads better than anybody else. And then if any people call in or have meetings, we know exactly where the problems are at and work with our roads division. They go out and do emergency repairs, whether it's a catch basin that's failed or a certain need that needs to be done or cold patch. But until we get that permanent repair done, they're out there to help get that temporary aid until that permanent repair can be done.
That's impressive. And that software that helps you guys determine where those areas are, which ultimately leads to the PACER program?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of communities use that, whatever, but it's free from our friends at Michigan Tech, whatever, so it's supported. There's I think we're on version 7 or 8 now, whatever, but Dave Lear, assistant city engineer, is very intimate with that. And then we go out and argue in the car as far as the final rating, so we have the third party to be the referee.
Very good. Mr. President, I'll offer an approving on consent. There's no objection from my colleagues.
Is that fine, Council? I know it's a big one, but you know what? We have such a good program that I think it deserves it. I bring it up every year. The PACER rating, I always thought that it was a fancy machine, like a fancy vehicle that did like sound penetration or something. And it's just Mr. Zielinski and Mr. Lear fighting, counting cracks in the road. Well, listen, there's more to it, but listen, it's... Mr. Belair kind of told me, because I was like, dude, the PACER rating said it. He's like, you know what that is, right? And I'm like,
that's true. Is that true? That's those Lamborghinis outside that they're driving around, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
They get really low, and anytime they hit something, that's so. We have an approve it on consent. Anything from council, audience? Well done, Mr. Zielinski. You got more. Item 15 is a request to amend the engineering contract through the QBS, the qualification-based selection process with OHM for design engineering services for the 2026 asphalt road program from the engineering division.
Again, thank you. This is with OHM. Our consultant, Mark Locke, who's a senior project engineer, has been through this since the original millage was passed in 2002.
So he's a seasoned veteran, and we are blessed to have him and his team to help us make sure every year we get these roads replaced and have longevity on those. With their assistance, we're looking to do $4.3 million as approved by the City Council budget. Based on the Exhibit A through QBS, the total cost would be $184,900 for design, and we would, again, look at doing 22 street segments throughout the city. The map is on the website, so if anybody's out there, if you go to the departments, www.livonia.gov, engineering, departments and engineering, street repairs, you see the map and all the street segments that are listed there for your purview. Again, we'll get in the nitty-gritty in December, January. There may be streets, depending on funding, that may have to be deferred, but our goal is to try to attack all the streets that were listed, do them in 2026, get them done by September, and let people enjoy those in their neighborhoods. And again, we apologize in advance of the construction that's needed, but again, it'll make a big difference in those neighborhoods. Thank you.
Councilman Donovan.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. President. Thanks for OHM being here this evening, Mark. Their team's exceptional, and same with AEW. You got Scott and Ross out there. That's the next item. But Livonia's lucky to have these vendors that we've worked with for a very long time, OHM and AEW. But they do a lot of good work in this community, and we're lucky to have them. These programs would not be successful if it wasn't for the work they do behind the scenes that no one sees. And to your point, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's a ton of roads that are replaced every single year. It's not possible without OHM. So I'll offer an approving consent. There's no objection from my colleagues.
Is that cool, everybody? Audience? All right. Moving on to 16 is a request to amend the engineering contract through the QBS process with Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick AEW for the design engineering services for the 2026 concrete road program.
Okay, this is the big one. This is always the biggest program we got. It takes a long time. It's very intrusive to the residents. So $4.5 million was approved by City Council to go out for bids next year for a concrete annual program. We're looking to do 17 street segments in the amount of $193,500 for design, getting cores, getting the information that's needed. One of the things I want to stress is unique this year, since the reconstruct contract will be in the area. I'm asking for them to include a portion on Richland, which is in a section over there off of Ann Arbor Trail by Angeline Circle, Sunbury, next to Dover, which we just did in section 35 last year, continuing north, and Dardanella Avenue on Levan Road to be included as part of the road construction, since the contract's there to save money for, again, having them be set up for mobilization. So again, we're just trying to maximize the tax dollars. Again, I think AEW's been with us since 2008. We have Scott Lockwood, the executive vice president, and Ross, the project manager with AEW, the dynamic duo that helps us out every year to make sure that this goes flawlessly, along with their inspectors and team members from G2.
Approving.
Consent?
Sure.
Is that fine with everybody? Listen, it's not that we're just getting tired, which we all are, but these are great firms that do wonderful things. And, even when the bids come back out, the numbers are in line. They get competitively bid, and I hate rushing through it and saying this and that, but we're truly grateful to have these type of vendors in our city. And, OHM calls it home, right? So we appreciate that.
Amen.
Yep.
All right?
And I'll add too, we just have a great engineering department.
We do.
That,
Listen, he's getting discovered on those
works,
videos.
works very hard to maximize city dollars. So he Todd and his team find the most competitive vendors to use. So it's
And not that we have two members of the Livonia All-Stars up there. May. It's happening in May, all right? We're going to do it later.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd just like to note that
You're
one
in.
of those people from AEW is a traitor.
He is.
And left Livonia hockey team and played for the Red Wings.
I think he
And
scored like 6 goals, too.
He didn't score any goals when he was playing on our
Yeah,
side.
he goes to the wings. Hey, Johnny O'Ground, can you
All of a
have
sudden,
my
he's Mr. Eiserman out there.
Hey, Mr. Redmond, can I score a goal? Cool. What? All right. Anything from the audience? All right, moving on. 17 is a request to amend the engineering contract through the QBS process with AEW for the design engineering services for the 2026 concrete road maintenance selective slab program.
Saving the best for last. Again, this is a $1.5 million contract. We're looking to have AEW assist us again. We are looking at doing 6 street segments. Again, we try to pick those segments in a subdivision, which would be a big impact, and it's taken off some of the calls that have come in for some intermediate road repairs that have caused a tree heave that caused a blocking of storm drainage, or the pavement's heaved up to a point where it could damage the snowplows. So our hope is to take advantage of their services to help us assist
in doing those street segments, but we've also go out ourselves to identify the 23 to 25 miscellaneous locations from the DPW calls. We have about 100 left on the spreadsheet of where we started 200 to 300 locations. So every year we try to hit it 25 locations. It costs about $200 to $250,000 to do it. And the balance is on the street segments to make them whole again. A lot of streets are 40 to 60 years old. This year I think we're taking 10 trees down in the miscellaneous locations and about maybe 25 on the other locations for the streets itself. So looking for your approval for AEW for their assistance on this for $84,500. Thank you.
Councilman Morgan.
I'll offer an approving on consent.
Is that okay with everybody? Audience? All right, nice work.
Thank you.
We're on our last item, 18, is a request to amend Council Resolution 17-24. Comes to us from the Department of Law to designate our new Director of Finance, Benjamin Greer, JDCPA, as the official representative and voting representative for the City of Livonia at the annual meeting for the Michigan Municipal Risk Management Authority, which is our insurance. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a little bit of housekeeping now that we have a new Director of Finance. Typically, our Finance Director is this person, so we just need to make it official. And I'll offer approving on consent.
You don't want to put it in committee?
No.
Okay. We have an approving on consent. This is audience. Any issues? This is paperwork. All right. Going back to the audience for items that are not on the agenda. And Councilwoman Toy, take us home.
Motion to adjourn.
I think we can safely show all of Livonia good night.